What's up YouTube? For tonight's video, we have a full worst Ash Ketchum Pokemon team. Now, quickly with this theme team, this was the worst percentage of win-loss ratio in official Pokemon battles in the anime. So not stuff like Team Rocket battles and rando trainers. Just to clear things up a little bit, I actually put a link in the description of the video explaining this. Someone actually went through and did all the percentages. Quite interesting. Anyways, leave those theme teams in the comment section below, people. Any feedback on the video would be wonderful. If you guys want me to do a crazy double upload tomorrow, let's shoot for 3,000 likes. If we can do that, I'll go for that double upload. Up to you, people, if you want to see a double upload. All right, this is a battle in real life, actually. I was going to say my chat, but it wasn't. Now, I went to a local like just trading card game, a Pokemon trading card game thing today, and I had a battle against Chris. So we had a very funny battle, and there was quite a funny story attached to it. But anyway, I'll get to the battle, and I'll kind of explain what happened if I get a little bit of time. So we have a Snivy lead versus the Mawile. Now, we actually both did a double swap because, like, I can't do anything to Mawile. I'm going to have to swap out. And so I went into Torkoal. However, they're going to swap into their Whimsicott, which is good for me. That was quite a good matchup. The Whimsicott actually has sticky barbs. I was like, maybe, there's probably a good chance they're going to try and give me that sticky barb somehow. And, I don't want to, I really don't want that item because it's just a general pain in the ass. So we have a Primarina swap in, which I was hoping for on my Choice Banded Torkoal. I really wanted to draw that out. Now, they actually were running a theme team too. I wonder if you could pick up on it. It was actually, I think it was like a couple all in one. So this was a Banded Torkoal with Choice Banded Drought ability. I had Flame Wheel, which was the strongest fire move, Gyro Ball, Explosion, and Stone Edge. So it was max health, max attack with Brave Nature to power up Gyro Ball. Anyway, so I nuked that Primarina, which is good. And now we have Pidgeotto, which had the greatest percentage of wins ever. Now, to be fair, Pidgeotto actually won a lot of battles, but not official ones. Like, it spanked Team Rocket 69 times, right? Anyway, so on the Pidgeotto set, I had a quite good one. I had the Keen Eye ability, which is quite handy. I had Mirror Move, Z Mirror Move. I had U-Turn, Brave Bird, and Facade. Now, on this occasion, I didn't really have time to go for the Z Mirror Move. What Z Mirror Move does is it boosts your attack by 2 stages, and if you use, the last move used, you actually turn it into, you actually use the opponent's Z move. So it's quite strong, very situational. Of course, not too many Pokemon can learn it. So now we have the Whimsicott down. Now we have the Azumarill coming in. So I went for Brave Birds. I thought that would be my best option. Like, I wasn't really sure what this was going to be. I was thinking it could have like a berry, so I was trying to get rid of that. Anyway, so going for the recall on the Brave Bird. Now it's going to use Defense Curl. Now at this stage in the battle, I think it was around this stage, we were battling through Quick Link using Infrared. It actually disconnected, right? So we had a disconnection on Infrared. Australia does it again, people. So then we had to get an iPad and a phone and we had to connect to them both with the Festival Plaza, which took like half an hour to do, and then we finally got back to this point in the game again. Anyway, so I'm going to get rolled out by the Azumarill, which is going to do like 1,000 damage to Pidgeotto because it's got like 2 defense. Bring in Snivy here. So I went for the Leaf Storm. It misses, and the rollout misses on the Azumarill, which was downright hilarious. I found that one very funny. Anyway, so I was hoping the Leaf Storm didn't miss again because I'd be rather salty. And the Leaf Storm was enough to take out the Azumarill, and I get the Contrary boost. However, this Snivy wasn't only a special sweeper. It had some other quirks to it too, which I got to use in both games. Anyway, so now we have the Mawile come out. I can't touch this thing at all. It's going to have Intimidate, which is quite funny. I should have ran like a physical one. I would have got like multiple attack boosts by now. Anyway, so Snivy can't do anything to the Mawile. I'm going to have to swap out. Now, they actually matched their clothes to the shiny Mawile. They told me that. I thought that was really cool. Anyway, so they're going to go for the Iron Head on my Tauros. This was an eject button Hyper Beam Tauros, so that didn't really work to my advantage there, but I just didn't have too much I wanted to swap into the Iron Head. Now, swapping in Lapras, I will explain that Tauros set as the battle goes on. Now, this was my classic Block Perishong Lapras, which is quite good. I've got in this set a Block Perishong. Obviously, I've got Protect and Rest, and I've got the Chesterberry to wake it up. I've got Shell Armor as well because, bulky Pokemon, set-up Pokemon can be very susceptible to critical hits. That's why I ran that ability. Max Health, Max Special Defense. Lapras has a nice big special defense stat, and it's got a nice big health stat too. So Iron Head's going to be around a 3-hit KO. The good thing I was actually outspeeding it, so there was no chance of me getting flinch, which was always a possibility. Anyway, so going for Protect, I've locked in the Mawile. The Mawile can no longer swap at all because of block. The only thing that can get around the block is like Ghost types, because block is a normal type move. So that was a weakness with that set, but it's still fairly solid. You can usually always get 1 KO with it. Anyway, so swapping out because I don't want to lose my Lapras. Swapping into Boldor, which is a pure defensive wall. The Parasong takes out the Moa, which is really cool. So that's down. I was worried about that Pokemon the whole battle. Like, what was I going to do to get around it? Because I couldn't use like Toxic or anything against it. So they actually had 2 Primarinas. As you can probably notice, there's a fairy type theme team happening here. Anyway, so I almost swapped into Lapras expecting a water type move, but I actually stayed in with Boldor, went for the Toxic. I just thought, I might as well sack Boldor. It really can't do much other than go for Toxic. Or Bulldoze and Rest Sleep Talk. That was a set. Max health, max defense with the Everlight, Impish Nature. Anyway, so Primarina is going to go for another Ice Beam. That's going to be enough to take out my Boldor. However, Boldor really just tanked the hit from the Mawile and got the Toxic off. So I guess it did something. It was better than nothing, right? So the Primarina's got leftovers too. So I wanted to get rid of the Primarina early on with my Torkoal because I thought, it's a bulky Pokemon. It can dish out, a nice amount of damage. It's Primarina. So now I swapped in my Snivy. Now this was a very situational thing. I thought about this for a while and I was like, bugger it, let's go for it. Now this Snivy set actually had Mirror Coat on it. So it had Focus Sash with a Mirror Coat, Ring Out, Leaf Storm, and Twister. I was able to not get free sacks, and the Primarina takes the bait, and I take it out with Mirror Coat. Woo! I was like so happy with that. I was like, please don't swap, because if he swapped then, that would have been my strategy, blown there. Anyway, so the last Pokemon is the Gardevoir. Now, actually, all of these shinies that he had too were actually bred shinies, so he actually showed me afterwards. So just before anyone gets triggered up in the comment section, they were 100% legit. It just goes to show you that you can breed full teams of shinies, and it takes work, but you can definitely do it. Anyway, so the Gardevoir is going to use Attract to me. I was like, oh goody, here we go. So I'm going to get attracted. Now the theme actually running through their team too, if I wasn't mistaken, I'm pretty sure they all had Attract too. So it was a Fairy and Attract team. So quite interesting. Anyway, so I'm going to go to sleep, which I kind of thought the Gardevoir may do damage to me, something like Psyshock I was worried about. So that's going to just get me all the way back to full health. Now, I actually looked away for a second during the battle, and I actually got, I got Parahax too, but I was still attracted, so I thought that actually, ran out, but it didn't. So I was infatuated, and I was paralyzed at the same time. So things were not looking very good, but somehow I was able to get through both of them and get them off the Perisong. Since it was their last Pokemon, they couldn't swap out, so that's really all I wanted to get off. So I had the Tauros still left, which I know really couldn't take out Gardevoir. It's got very nice base defense. Swapping Lapras out there anyway, I really needed to keep my Lapras. So I thought Tauros may be able to tank it really badly. It's got fairly decent bulk itself as being a normal type Pokemon. Just taking the Psyshock on 7 health. So the Gardevoir's Perisong count is down to 2. Going for the Hyper Beam. I wasn't able to get it before. Now the Tauros set was Hyper Beam, Blizzard, Fire Blast, and Thunder. With the Sheer Force ability and the eject button for Hyper Beam. That's not going to be nearly enough to take out the Gardevoir, and Tauros is down. However, that was enough to, that was basically just swapping it in there, do some damage, use up another turn with the Perisong. Anyway, so the last Pokemon is the Lapras. I've got Protect on this set. Even if this thing can't crit me at all, I've got Shell Armor. I get paralyzed using Protect. And that is, the Draining Kiss was the other move, and that is the Gardevoir down this round. Hope you guys enjoyed this battle. It was really fun. It was very enjoyable battling someone in real life. We're probably going to do this again at the next one. But that's it for this game. Let's get to the second game. It was so funny, right? We had a battle in Wi-Fi with infrared, but it disconnected. But the Festival Plaza with a Wi-Fi connection and internet was more stable than infrared. I'll never get over that one. It literally took us half an hour to figure out how to, I connected one device to my iPad and the other device to a phone, and then we both went on those separate devices. Crazy stuff. Let's get to the second battle. This was a battle against Amazon Evan on my chat. Now we have a Levany lead. Now I went for Fire Blast. They're going to set up Carmine, so that's not good for Levany. I actually outsped it too, so I was running a Timid Nature on the Tauros. Tauros is very fast. Very interesting Pokemon. Now, the Fire Blast was 4 times as well, so that definitely helped me. So, Levany has to swap out there. There's absolutely no point keeping it in. Now we have the Electabuzz. Okay, so this thing, I like the shiny too, it's interesting. So, I went for the Fire Blast. It lands again, which is really cool. Doesn't do a hell of a lot of damage. I'm guessing it's probably an Everlight set. Going for Hyper Beam. It misses. I'm like, no, that sucks. Anyway, so Electabuzz is going to throw up the Substitute. which is a little bit of a problem. So I can't go for Hyper Beam here. I'm going to have to go for something like Fire Blast again. Now, the Electabuzz is going to tighten its focus since Focus Punch gets priority. Since I've got the Substitute up, they can go for the Sub Punch. That's going to be super effective against my Tauros. So I actually just lived that one on 10 health. Unfortunately, as you know, I've got the eject button, which is going to eject me out of the battle. So I guess the Hyper Beam didn't matter too much. I mean, just the initial damage on Hyper Beam would have been something. That's probably about it. Anyway, so I swapped in Snivy. I thought I could at least get some damage up on this thing. I wasn't sure how good I could, get the Mirror Coat happening, so I just went for some Leaf Storm damage to break the sub. That was my option here. Anyway, so I knew that I had a Focus Sash to live the Focus Punch from the Electabuzz. I nearly called it Electivire then. Anyway, so Focus Punching my Snivy. This thing has nothing in defense. I deliberately bred it that way because I wanted Mirror Coat to do the maximum amount of damage. So, anyway, so we're going to have the Wild Charge from the Electabuzz. That's going to be enough to take out Snivy. Anyway, even with max speed, this thing isn't super fast. So it was really relying on, this Leaf Storm sweep on slower Pokemon, and the Mirror Coat to just trap really strong special attacking Pokemon, just end them with Mirror Coat. Anyway, so swapping in Torkoal. Now, as you know, this is the banded Torkoal. I've got the Sun up, so I know Flame Wheel is going to do some good damage. Obviously, I'm going to get outsped. Torkoal's got very nice base defense, if you didn't know, or as you guys already know. So going for Flame Wheel in the Sun. I love Flame Wheel's animation. It looks so cool. Kind of looks a little bit like Submission, but it's got like flames around it. Anyway, so I get static by the Electabuzz. Not such a bad outcome, because as you know, I do have Gyro Ball, and that's going to power up Gyro Ball and, put it at its max base power of 200. So now we have Stantler coming in. Stantler's got Intimidate. That's a little bit of an annoying problem because I do have the Flame Wheel, and I was like, nah, I don't want to risk it because Stantler is a normal type. He'll probably just live even with the Sun up. Swapping in Tauros. Tauros really had run its race in this battle, pardon the pun, but it really had. It used up its eject button. It already fired up. I really revealed what sat ahead, so I just thought sacking it there was the best option. So now this is my opportunity to send in Torkoal again, since there was no Intimidate up, and the Stantler would be encouraged to go for Earthquake, which is exactly what I wanted it to do. And I was quite confident I could live the Earthquake, because it has nice base defense, right? So I lived that one on 13 health, just able to get off the Gyro Ball on the Stantler. Since I'm paralyzed, that's going to boost it. And if that was Choice Scarf at all, it's bye-bye. It doesn't matter, it's bye-bye anyway. They just a lot of base power with the Brave nature too. As you know, if you didn't know Gyro Ball, the slower you are, the more powerful Gyro Ball is. So it's very powerful on Pokemon, like very slow Pokemon, like let's say a Bronzong or something like that. That would be a Steel type and get stabbed. Same type attack boost, and then hitting very hard. Anyway, so Levin is going to come in and Shrek my Torkoal. Now we have Pidgeotto. So I thought I could go for the Mirror Move on the. I could go for that on the Air Slash. That'd be cool. I actually get flinched. Anyway, so the sun's going to fade. So now I can go for my Z move. I was hoping I didn't get flinch again. That'd be really bad. This is a special Levany. It's got quite a decent special move pool. Thank goodness I don't get flinched. I'm very, very thankful that didn't happen. So going for my Z move now. Now this is actually going to boost my attack by 2 stages, which is good. I love Mirror Move. Z Mirror Move is a very, very good thing. Now anyway, so I went for the Supersonic Sky Strike, which come off Air Slash. That's the thing I like about it, right? You can get the +2, but you can also use the Z move the opponent. So it's very, very good. The fact is a lot of the flying Pokemon get it, so not many of the other Pokemon get it. So I guess that's a drawback of it. Anyway, Levany is down. Now we have the Blue Dolph, which is the Girafarig. I quite like that one. It's got like a blue jelly bean nose, and its hooves are blue as well. So going for Brave Bird, I was like, bugger, I've got +2 in attack. I might as well go for it. I ran on this Pidgeotto. I think I already said the EVs, max speed, max attack. As I said, U-turn, Brave Bird, and Facade. Facade was just there to, for any toxic users. Unfortunately, the Girafarig had Focus Sash. I was so salty about that. It's going to go for Charge Beam, so it's a special attacking. I'd say it's it's either a bulky special attacking Girafarig or a speedy one. I wasn't really sure. Anyway, so bringing in Bulldoze. I've got Sturdy on this thing if it had anything to actually one-shot me. So I went for the Bulldoze just to finish the Girafarig off. Love that Bulldoze animation. So that was, it didn't have anything in attack, but, it didn't really need anything. I didn't want to risk going for Toxic anyways. So now we have the Nincada. You probably won't ever see Nincada used in a Wi-Fi battle. It's, it's probably the first time I've ever seen one being used, which is good. I love seeing Pokemon that I've never seen before. It's really cool. I've used one myself a fair while ago, but I've used it in Little Cup and in PU. Anyway, so it's going to come off, the Dig is going to come off Tectonic Range, which is a great move, and also you can use this on Ninjas, which is, it's a very, very solid move for that Evo line. So now we have that going for the Z Dig on my Boldor. I tagged that one on 13 health just due to my sheer bulk in defense. I'm running, as I said, I'm running max health, max defense EVs with Everlight, so this thing has got huge defense, right? So I get the rest off, which is absolutely wonderful. Now I can go for a Toxic on this thing to finish it off. Now, they're going to withdraw the Nincada. I'm probably a little bit salty they couldn't actually take me out. Now we have the Wigglytuff come in. So this is where the battle sped up a little bit. So obviously they had the Frisk ability, which showed my Everlight. That was obvious anyway because I lived it. So going for the Toxic. So I got the Toxic up on the Wigglytuff, which was right. I actually didn't get Sleep Talk Rest. Guys, remember that battle I did the other day, the Turtwig sweep? I literally only got it once. Like, that never happens. So, going for the block on the Wigglytuff, you guys know the deal with this set. However, I get paralyzed with the Body Slam with the Wigglytuff. So, instead of going for Parasong, I thought, that Toxic's, doing a lot of damage. So, let's go for Protect. I went for a double Scummy Protect, but it didn't actually work. However, I was able to get one off at the start and get through the paralysis, and that was enough to take out the Wigglytuff. So that was really good getting around that. So the last Pokemon is the Nincada. It's going to go for the Leech Life and take my Lapras out. So, hype. The last Pokemon is the Boldor. It's going for the Nice Slash, trying to get a crit on me. Not that it's probably going to do too much. Going for the Sleep Talk, I get Rest. That's it. That's the Pimpnite Rest thing. That happens all the time. So they're going to go for a Dig. It was unfortunate I actually wasn't running Earthquake on this thing, because if you guys didn't know, if you use Earthquake or Magnitude against the Pokemon that uses Dig, it doubles in damage. So it's pretty crazy. Not that it's going to be very effective against it, but it just would have been funny to see. Anyway, you really don't come across many Pokemon using Dig. There's normally always better options. So going for the Toxic and the Bulldoze here, trying to wear down this Nincada. The good thing is I actually have Rest myself. The Nincada doesn't have any recovery, so I was able to obviously I was able to win this matchup in the end, and the Poison is actually taking out the Nincada. So that was about it for this battle. I hope you guys enjoyed both of them. Make sure you stick around for the bloopers and the bonus battle. And yeah, this was really fun, and I thoroughly enjoyed using this team. Put your favorite Ash Ketchum Pokemon in the comments, people. I want to see them. Peace. Do, 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 do.